The Vampire Diaries team has delivered yet another hit show in Vampire Academy, and fans of the TVDU can't keep calm. Recreating the magic of the original show is hard, especially with iconic characters like Elena, Caroline, and the Salvatore brothers who captured imaginations. Of the two brothers, Stefan was the good one who sacrificed himself selflessly. Still, since the show was made in the late 2000s, there are plenty of things about him that are cringy upon rewatch. Redditors gather to discuss the most awkward parts of Stefan Salvatore. The fake proposal. Reddit's Diamond Boulevard thought when Elena and Stefan were in that restaurant and he fake proposed to her in front of all those people was one of the cringiest moments in TVD history. The harmless joke at the diner made lots of fans roll their eyes. Elena and Stefan's relationship was intense and deeply loving, so perhaps the sudden cheesiness of the moment appeared jarring to fans who weren't used to seeing a light-hearted Stefan. The fact that the two of them weren't even together at the time made it worse. Blurting out "Marry me" to Caroline along with the fake one, Stefan's abrupt and rushed real proposal to Caroline struck audiences as cringeworthy to many Redditors. It was obvious that Stefan felt strongly about this, but the randomness of the action took people out of the moment. Barefoot in the Forest said he knocks on the armory door and the first thing out of Stefan's mouth is, "Marry me." I thought that was pretty cringe. Stefan had betrayed Caroline in many ways, and the sudden marriage proposal was pretty ridiculous, especially since Stefan and Caroline's relationship had been on the rocks. He was known to think things through, so the impulsiveness for such a big decision seemed weird. Stefan and Elena's Journal Talk Season 1 saw a confused Elena who wanted to be with Stefan but was weary of his vampirism, but she couldn't keep her feelings in check. This led to a scene where both Stefan and her read out, word for word, what they would write in their journals, about each other, before kissing. Alchemistchief said Stefan and Elena telling each other what they'd write in their journals. Super cheesy. Even for teens, it was odd behavior and too put on to be believable. Nobody speaks like that in real life, and they could have just confessed their feelings to each other instead of this roundabout speech. When he told Caroline they wouldn't happen pursuing a relationship with Caroline was one of the best decisions Stefan made, but the beginnings of Caroline were very awkward. One of the most embarrassing moments was when Stefan told Caroline off, stating that they wouldn't ever date. Swiftie5 ever proclaimed that was so direct but also a cringe place for her to be in with Steph. Not to mention they did, in fact, happen. It made Stefan look incredibly foolish, too, as later he did get together with Caroline and they married each other. Mouth I love you's Redditor writers 0 and Test 0 found more Stelena moments cringeworthy, saying another one is Stefan and Elena when they're at a distance and they whisper, "Mouth, I love you," to each other. The couple was obviously in the throes of new love, but the cheesiness was probably too much for people to bear. Stefan also wasn't as vocal in his affection, so the public display was very out of character for him. Stefan's dancing decade dances were a Vampire Diaries specialty, and they always managed to pop up no matter who was in danger. The 50s dance was a lively one, but Stefan made some viewers recoil with his sudden moves. Phoenix 8 said, "But it makes me cringe the one where it's a 50s theme, and Stefan dances like 5-sex rock." Not everyone enjoyed the younger Salvatore's spontaneity because it was too jarring from his usual self. He was the calm and collected brother who didn't like public ostentatiousness, like flashy dances. Stefan's declarations of love to Elena intense and deep feeling. Stefan was overly serious about his love for Elena. His dedication was really sweet, but his declarations of love for Elena were pretty over the top sometimes. A deleted Reddit user said, honestly any scene where Damon and Stefan talk about how much they love Elena, those moments feel like I am watching Twilight and it makes me embarrassed. Stefan proved his love for Elena through his actions time and again, so the over-articulation and speeches were overkill. Uncle Stefan for Johnny SB. Season 1 is so cringy but good. The fact that it premiered in 2009 is a good reason for it, but Stefan being called Uncle Stefan by Zach Salvatore was something that made fans shudder. Stefan was stuck at 17, so to see a grown man refer to him as their uncle was pretty weird. They could have stuck to a first-name basis instead of following relationship monikers so closely. Stefan and Valerie fans were taken aback when the Vampire Diaries retconned Stefan's first love narrative. His first love turned out to be Valerie, and the lack of chemistry with her made fans cringe a lot. Reveal Grouchy8487 said please, I needed her gone. She was like Stefan and I met at a fair some 150 plus years ago, never saw each other again but I was his first love. Note: the plot never needed another awkward love interest for Stefan, especially when it added so little value to his character. The lost child made it feel like he was guilt-tripped to give Valerie a chance. The no-humanity spiral with Caroline. Not too many people enjoyed Caroline's overly controlled no-humanity trip, and adding no-humanity Stefan to the mix, that made it kinda awkward, according to TYS013NSS. Stefan's dynamic with Caroline when both their switches were flipped off was largely physical, but it was pretty weird since they had been in love just a few moments ago. Both of them did a poor job of it.